Hey, it's good to see you again. Welcome to episode 3 of my Zero to Keystone Legend series. In this episode, I was trying to reach Keystone Master, for which I needed to step into the first +6s and +7s. This week felt a lot easier and was actually quite fun to play. I got a bit better with my cooldown usage and felt overall a lot more confident with what I'm doing. Hi, my name is Saloon and I usually make videos about WoW transmog and character customization, but I also enjoy Mythic Plus as I like to set myself personal goals such as rolling Holy Paladin, a spec I never played before, and reach 3000 IO score, which I've also never done previously, so be part of my journey as I document all my successes and failures, so I can inspire others to try as well, because if I can do it, so can you. This week my goal was to farm some heroic gear and get Keystone Master for extra catalyst charge, so next week I can hopefully get 4 set bonus as well. Last week I reached 647 item level, 2 set bonus, and a Raider IO score of 1434. So the first thing I did this week was delves for the map and crests. I got a heroic haste versatility ring from the map, which is a direct upgrade to the champion version I was wearing. Afterwards I jumped immediately into keys. As a warm-up I decided to do a Darkflame craft +4, as that was a dungeon I still haven't timed yet. This is considered one of the easiest dungeons this season and has, I believe, the highest completion rate of all dungeons this season. But despite all this, I like this dungeon the least. It's just really annoying after the Candle King boss, especially with the whole escort, the card through the darkness, and the darkness boss itself is one of the worst boss designs I've ever seen so far. This run was pretty chill though. We had no deaths the entire run and we double upgraded it, and I got no loot as per usual. Next I went into my first +6, which was a Theatre of Pain. This dungeon for me is what I would call a comfort dungeon. That means I know this dungeon very well and I'm not really worried about anything in there from healing perspective. The last boss can get a bit hectic sometimes, but it's not too bad. Mordretha does a frontal that you need to avoid. I used my wings for when the first manifest death happened, as there's a lot of damage going on when that happens. At 50% phase 2 begins, which starts with an AoE damage. I tried to use Aura Mastery here to prevent incoming damage, but I was a second too late there. People died to personal mistakes here and there during this fight, but we still double upgraded this dungeon, and I got a Heroic Crit Mastery ring, which I didn't need. Next on the chopping block was Rookery +6. This tank knew what he was doing, so his pulls were decent. The hardest part in this dungeon in my opinion is the trash. The diffusers between the first and second boss cast attracting shadows, which pulls in everyone at the same time, arcing void, which puts a big circle on someone that we need to avoid. These combined will do a lot of damage, so I try to use wings or make sure mini wings are ready. Now that I mentioned mini wings, I want to quickly mention my Holy Paladin specific Weakauras a bit. So mini wings is what I'm tracking with this icon here, which is the talent called Awakening. My holy power spenders generate a stack of this buff, and once it reaches 15 stacks, the next judgment within 30 seconds will pop wings for 12 seconds. This has both offensive and healing benefits, so I use this immediately as it's available, unless we're about to pull a new pack or a boss. Then of course I have the Holy Power bar, which have flashy animation when I have a Divine Purpose proc, which increases Holy Power costing ability to do more damage or healing for free. And the other animation is for when Blessings of Dawn procs, I believe, which increases my next holy spending abilities by 15%, and it can stack. The other Holy Paladin specific Weakauras I have is the Blessing of Seasons reminder that you see bouncing on my screen a lot. All you need to know about this is that in Mythic Plus dungeons, you want to cast these on yourself, apart from Blessing of Autumn, which I cast sometimes on the tank when they do a big pull or I see they are struggling a bit to stay alive because it heals them. But if you cast it on yourself, you do damage with healing. If you're interested in these, I link them in the description, but I'd also suggest checking out the Paladin Discord, as that's where I got them from. I've been really struggling with the last boss in Rookery a lot, when the tanks are tanking it in the middle. I kinda need that space in the middle to run around, so I can try to reach everyone to heal, because we have to spread to destroy the pillars with the Storm Rider's charge. And as I was trying to reach the mage to heal, I ran into the frontal because, well, it's in the middle. I was super flustered from dying there, so I moved to the side and honest to God, I did not realize I'll be clipped by that circle, so I died again. Thankfully, we managed to kill the boss without further deaths, but I was a bit annoyed. We +2 this dungeon again, but I also got nothing once again. Afterwards I went to Floodgate, but only on a +5 because I'm super scared of this dungeon still. There are so many things that can go wrong easily. The first boss isn't too bad to be honest, especially as Holy Paladin you can make your own life easier if you make sure the ad casts are interrupted. Other than that, just dodge everything and pop cooldowns for the intermission, which happens when the ads die. Everything else during that fight is avoidable damage. Last week I talked about why the second boss is difficult, and it's because of bomb management. The tank tried to direct people with pings, but they fell on blind eyes, so one bomb did go off, but I was able to top us up without using cooldowns. Then later on, another bomb went off, and the DPS killed one boss faster than the other, and the tank flipped his a little bit, but I threw a sacrifice Divine Shield combo on him. When both abilities are available and I see the tank needs help, I throw out sacrifice while using Divine Shield, otherwise I would die to the damage the tank takes, but this way he gets an external from me, for free. The tank even complimented my healing after that boss, which made me all warm and fuzzy inside. On the last boss we came incredibly close to a wipe because the tank couldn't get rid of his spark, and then I had the most healing intensive moment so far, so I'll just let this clip play out. It was super satisfying seeing those health bars go up to max from 10%, thus making a full recovery instead of wiping. It was truly an exhilarating feeling saving this fight. We +2 this dungeon as well, and I got a champion chest that was kind of useless. After this I logged off for the day, and a couple days later I started my day with a Priory +6. First pull of the dungeon was a really big pull, but these guys were real gamers and cranked out some insane DPS. Before we went upstairs, we skipped the patrol. Please, remember this moment for the next episode, what the Demon Hunter tank says here, about this pack being really deadly. It will come up, I promise you. After dealing with the first boss, another huge pull came in with our second last. There were 5 paladins with sacred tokas, but did I rise up to the challenge? Oh, see for yourself. We ended up 3-chesting this dungeon without a single death. Wow, that's really impressive. These guys were really good. Oh. When I saw everyone's scores, I felt like the biggest clown in the circus. I got absolutely boosted through this key, and I didn't even realize it until the end. I figured they are farming this dungeon for the one trinket everyone wants called the Signet of Priory. Oh well, it was fun either way. Next I went into my first +7, which was Motherlode. Despite the tough times last week and the week before, Motherlode is also a comfort dungeon for me. I know it very well, I'm quite comfortable with the mechanics and everything. This group was once again fantastic. We had a small mishap at the start where the tank went splat. Oh no, how did he go down so fast? I'm not sure what could I have done there for him. Turns out, nothing, because when I watched this back, I saw he was trying to run through the green shit on the floor, which is very deadly. We smashed this dungeon into pieces as well and double upgraded it too. Then I went into a workshop +7 where an "oops, I did it again" happened. Oh, not again, man. Oh, this is so frustrating. I'm literally standing with everyone else. For some reason, the tank couldn't res me, so we vibed. He was nice about it and tried to take the blame, but I said nah, it was my bad. We went again, killed the boss, and then proceeded to double upgrade this dungeon too. I was a bit annoyed at the end because we could have potentially triple upgraded this one if it wasn't for that vibe, thanks to me. One of the lowest dungeons I had left to do was Cinderbrew Meadery. It was the tank's key and he had a really low IO score, so I was a bit suspicious of him, not gonna lie. He gave me a massive heart attack at the start of the dungeon for multiple reasons. Bear form? Hello? Oh, he's using a toy, I guess. Jesus, that scared the shit out of me. Sheesh, he died from full HP, what the fuck? We racked up 8 deaths in the space of 1.5 minutes. At this point I thought this dungeon would be a guaranteed disaster run, but it actually turned out the tank knew what he was doing because he started to kite and his cooldown usage was on point, but his item level was only 620, and that's why he was so incredibly squishy. And wouldn't you believe, despite that terrible start, we were still able to +2 this dungeon. This truly shows it's not over until you finish the key. I bet many would have left at the start after 8 deaths, but it turned out fine in the end. I needed exactly 57 score to hit Keystone Master, which had to come from Darkflame Cleft. I signed up for a +7 and I pretty much needed to double upgrade it. And I got quite nervous about it when I saw the DK has a lot less damage than the tank. Blaziken is the scariest boss for me in this dungeon as it does a ton of damage. And Kindling Inferno puts up a dot based on how many candles did the boss himself light up. If you have 5 stacks, that means the boss lit up 5 candles. Then Dousing Breath is a hard-hitting AoE damage where the boss extinguishes all the candles, and this one really hurts. Thankfully we managed to get through this boss without any problems, and through the whole dungeon really. Oh, we did it! I got Keystone Master, let's go! Woo! Despite the DK's low damage, we were still able to double upgrade this key, putting me exactly at 2000 rating. Thanks to the Keystone Master, I got an extra catalyst charge now, but I'm going to wait till next reset to use it. Before I was done, I upgraded my crafted shield to 675. So, I end this week with a score of 2000, and I only gained 2 item levels this reset, but next week should be a huge one, because I'll get my 4th set for sure. I'm hoping maybe I can time my first plus 10 next week, but we'll see. I thank you all very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Subscribe for more WoW content, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Bye bye!